Good evening and salutations, my B&B fans. Okay, so this review is not going to be as long as the other reviews because, simply put, there wasn't really a whole lot in this episode. The biggest thing that wound up happening was the whole Luna and Poppy scene. And for the first 5 minutes, Poppy doesn't even understand what's going on. Like, I think in the first 3 minutes, she actually sees the cuffs and everything. So far, she's all like, oh, honey, we can sit there and go home. I'm free. I told you I was free and stuff like that. And it's like she's not getting it. She's not reading the room. Nobody else in the room is sitting there saying anything. Everyone is quiet. She can't even sit there and read Luna's face. Luna does not seem like she's happy. So I don't even understand how she got this impression like, okay, everything is all good in the hood. And then she realizes that the handcuffs are there, and she's like, "What's going on?" And both Bill and Baker tells her, "Listen, we found the real killer. It's your daughter. She did it. She set you up. She did all that. She faked the she did the whole faking the paternity test. She killed two people, all of it, and she's in disbelief for like another minute and a half. Like, when I sit there and tell you that they had to find ways to stretch this episode, I give him credit for creativity. I'll sit there and say that much. But Luna confesses, she admits it. She's like, you know what? Yeah, they're right. And then she tells her and the audience why. Blah 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 blah. My poor upbringing, and we had a good plan, and we had a good life, and this, that, and the third, and da 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 da. And hell, she even sat there and said that's why she got close to RJ. But my whole thing is like, boo, you got greedy. That's what it came down to. The place that they had, because here's the thing, she was like, there were certain things that she said, and maybe this might have been her upbringing. I don't know if it was now, but she was like, when we got with Bill, we didn't have to sit there and worry about our next meal and stuff. I was just like, your apartment actually looked pretty good. So I don't know what kind of job that she has. I mean, unless you're sitting there paying for it on the intern salary, but like when she was like, we don't have to sit there and worry about where our next meal is coming from. I'm like, you you're sitting there saying like you live in destitute or something. So like I felt like she started to exaggerate a lot when she got to that portion of the conversation, but I'm like, bro, you did all this, which is extreme, right? And also, I felt like she kind of changed it around a little bit. Like, she was super angry when she was talking to Steffi. But when she was talking to Poppy, this was more like sympathetic. And, granted, she was like, yeah, I needed you and you were off, you know, living your own dream, doing your own thing, popping pills and stuff like that. But it was like, where did all that attitude go? That's something else that I felt like was missing from this scene that she had in the other scene. She was genuinely angry that Mom Dukes was just, just doing her own thing. And on some level, I was like, that would have added great to it. But, then she was all like, oh, don't hate me, don't leave me, don't hate you, don't. Boo, you killed two people to do all this because you had a terrible upbringing and you blamed your mom for that. And now you're changing your energy? So that was messed up. But again, I go back to the RJ thing. I was like, bro, you had a rich man. Yeah, he wasn't Bill Spencer money, but he was clearly more than what you had. It's called playing the long. It's called what is it? I think they call it the long con or playing the long game. But instead, you decide to get greedy. That's what it really came down to. So Poppy's upset. She's crying and stuff like that. But then after a while, she's like, "Take her away." And so she starts yelling and screaming. And 1 second. Anyway, she starts yelling and screaming. She's like, "No, don't leave me here. Don't leave me here." 1 second. Anyway, she starts yelling and screams like, "Don't take me away, Mom, I love you," and da da da. I was like, Also, she actually said, she loved her a couple of times. I was like, you love her? What? Like, again, like, this was exactly what I'm sitting there saying. So, they started off very nice and sweet. They decide to change her and make her a villain, right? So, they retcon her, but they did such a terrible job. Like, they never actually sat there and built it up. It's almost as though they started with this story, they didn't like it, they decided to change it, but then didn't really care about the details about how messed up this story would look. They just expected people who've been watching the show for a very long time to just go with it. And so it wound up being really sloppy, very rushed, and now she's in jail. So she's in jail, Poppy's crying, and then the rest of this episode just kind of goes downhill. Pretty much Katie just tells Taylor and Ridge about what wound up happening from start to finish from her version of what happened with Luna. Nothing. Ridge and Taylor, they hear from Steffi and everything like that, and pretty much like, yeah, I'm fine. I was abducted by crazy ass Luna and everything like that. So that happens, right? So that pretty much kind of caps off Katie, Ridge, and Taylor. Then we get to Steffi and Finn. One of the things that was actually kind of funny was when Finn had to sit there and recount how he found Steffi. One of the things he said was, Luna was just acting off. She was acting like she was Lady of the Manor. And then Steffi was like, well, now she's going to be the Lady of Cell Block C. I thought that was kind of funny. And it was, again, it was a lot of rehashing. Steffi told her, Finn of her tales being there and everything like that. So, again, a lot of the stuff was just more recycled dialogue. They talk about the kiss for a hot minute. Also, Finn was like, you need to be in the hospital at this point. You haven't eaten and drank in days and stuff like that. But, Steffi wants to be there because, I don't know, maybe B&B can't afford extras or a hospital scene or whatever. I don't know. But yeah, they talk about the kids for a little bit. They seem like they're back or whatever. And I saw the previews to us next week. So it seemed like they wanted to get right back to whatever this crap is with Hope. Taylor confronting Brooke for some odd reason. Yeah. I don't know what the hell they're gonna do with RJ now. See, now this is another issue, right? RJ came in there originally to sit there and help Eric design for him, right? And then you had a love interest. And then his love interest turned out to be a gold digging lunatic. So what are you gonna sit there and give RJ now? Sometimes it's like I don't know where Bold and the Beautiful's going. Sometimes it feels like it's just kind of on a free fall. So yeah, that's actually pretty much about it. I can't think of anything else. But if I forget anything, write it down in the comment section below. Or better yet, come to the live stream tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. We'll talk about all the shows. General Hospital, Days of Our Lives, Bold and the Beautiful, Young and Restless. With that being said, I'm going to go. I'll see you in the next video.